Young and the Restless spoilers for next week expect Noah Newman lashing out at his dad, Nick Newman, and you can guess why. We've got spoilers for Noah and Nick, for Sienna, for Michael Baldwin and Lauren Fenmore Baldwin, for Sally Spectra and Billy Abbott, the Abbotts, the Newmans, and so much more. Young and the Restless next week. Lauren puts Michael on the spot. So let's start with Michael and Fenmore Baldwin. At the end of this week, Diane Jenkins met up with Michael at Society, and Diane was appealing to Michael, saying he may be the only one who can help them with the big Victor Newman problem. Diane tells Michael he is a good person, and she does know he's loyal to Victor. But Diane is really hoping Michael will help them stop Victor, because if they don't, Jabot is going to be destroyed. Michael admits he is totally sickened by what Victor did, but he just doesn't know how he can help. So Diane wants Michael to help them get the AI program away from Victor so the Abbotts can destroy it. Michael tells Diane that he warned Victor several times not to use this thing, but Diane says they need proof that Victor has the AI software before he uses it again. In the end, Michael agreed to try and help however he can, but I don't think that he knows Diane would love to use that evidence to put Victor behind bars, over and above destroying the AI. Phyllis's devious plan to win back Summer on Y&R. Later, Jack Abbott told Diane that Billy is playing Let's Make a Deal with Phyllis Summers, trying to get her to steal the AI back. He's working on that. So Diane is actually hoping that either Michael or Nikki Newman will come through for them, because she doesn't want to owe Phyllis anything. But the thing is, after the confrontation with Victor and Nikki, I don't think Nikki is going to be helpful at all. But surprisingly, the price that Phyllis asks from the Abbotts for stealing the AI back is not something for herself. She wants the Abbotts to sign Marchetti over to Summer Newman, lock, stock, and barrel. At a glance, that sounds like Phyllis is being selfless, but I don't think so. First of all, Red's always working an angle. Second, Daniel Romalotti is onto Phyllis. He knows that she is part of the reason that Jabot has been hit this hard, and Summer heard from Kyle Abbott and from Daniel about what her mom's been doing. So I think Phyllis wants to hand Summer the Marchetti brand all tied up in a bow for Christmas, so then Phyllis can act like she was doing a good thing, when really this whole Victor AI Jabot disaster is all Phyllis's fault. Lauren and Michael's moral dilemma over Victor. Next week, Young and the Restless spoilers have Lauren and Michael talking about the mess. Lauren's asking Michael, okay, what's worse? An invasive AI program set to decimate the companies of their nearest and dearest friends, or a double-crossed Victor Newman? Because obviously, Michael's telling her if he helps the Abbotts, Victor's going to find out and the mustache will come unglued, and he'll be furious at Michael again when he just got back on Victor's good side. But I am sure that Lauren is going to tell Michael, you need to do the right thing. You need to help the Abbotts. You need to do what Diane asked and see if you can get the AI away from Victor, or at least get the proof on Victor that Diane asked for. Nikki and Victor's holiday showdown and reconciliation. Also this week, we had Nikki threaten to leave Victor if he didn't retract the hit piece on Jack and Jabot and publicly apologize. And as I predicted, Victor blew up. He was enraged that Nikki threatened to leave him over Jack after all their years together. Victor says he's not going to put up with threats from anybody, not even her. And when Nikki said she'd leave him and won't look back, Victor's like, get out, go. But next week, Young and the Restless spoilers for Christmas Eve have Victor and Nikki back in a good place. So that means either Victor got Nikki to back off or called her bluff, or Victor has lost the AI by then, and Nikki doesn't have to push the issue. Also next week, we've got Christmas action over at Billy and Sally's place. So Johnny Abbott and Victoria Newman show up at Billy's house. Johnny has a little Christmas tree and says, I got it, and he's wishing Billy and Sally a Merry Christmas. It looks like Katie Abbott is there. Sally is smiling at Billy and his kids. She and Victoria are chill. It's all very nice. Young and the Restless, next week, Noah's reckless actions lead to Sienna's kidnapping. Now, let's talk about why Noah is so mad at his dad, Nick. By the end of this week, Noah and Sienna were hanging out at Sharon Newman's house, but she heads to the office and warns Noah and Sienna, don't leave, you're safe here. But Noah's stupid, so he says he's not afraid of Matt, and he decides to take Sienna out sightseeing around Genoa City, which is exactly what you should do when a fentanyl-dealing psycho is looking for you. So Noah and Sienna take off, and they initially have the Newman security team with them, but like the geniuses they are, Noah and Sienna decide to dodge their protective detail. So first Noah is with Sienna at Crimson Lights, and then Noah takes Sienna to the Overlook Park. And if you remember, Dirty Cop Annie is in town with Matt, and he ordered her to get into the GCAC and get Sienna, take care of her. But it looks like Annie figured out Sienna isn't really there. Young and the Restless, next week, Nick flips out as Detective Burrow arrives. So Nick and Sharon are upset when they find the note that Noah left, saying he and Sienna went out. Nick called Noah and warned Matt's in town, but Noah's cocky, saying he's not scared of Sienna's husband, but he really should be. He's just not a brain trust. As I predicted, Detective Burrow showed up in Genoa City this week. We'll have more of him next week. He's with the Newmans also searching for Matt and Dirty Detective Annie. So as Noah and Sienna are admiring the view and kissing, of course, Annie gets the drop on them. She assaults Noah, clocks him in the head, and hauls Sienna off at gunpoint. Nick's accusations fuel Noah's fury on Y&R. That leads into the Young and the Restless spoilers for next week, where Noah is at Crimson Lights with ice on his head because he's an idiot, and Sharon tells Noah that Matt can't just kidnap Sienna and sneak out of town, because Matt doesn't have any resources. This is where Noah starts to get really ticked off, because Nick suggests that Matt didn't kidnap Sienna and she went with him willingly. And as we all know, Nick's favorite workout is jumping to dumb conclusions. He's pretty, but he's not real bright. And Nick's almost always wrong. That's just facts. That's his track record. And so Noah gets really mad and wants to know why Nick keeps assuming the worst of Sienna. Also next week, Diane and Jack enjoy some Christmas romance and cuddle time at the Abbott Mansion. And don't forget, Christmas Day is a rerun of an episode from 2010. That's a Y&R's take on A Christmas Carol, with Victor getting the Ebenezer Scrooge treatment.